Yo, what's happening, fam? It's your boy, Tony Briscoe, back in the building. Once again, welcoming you to Tony Briscoe Live. It is Friday. We give a shout out to a lot of people, but I called my boss. I was like, yo, man, look, I got this show on Fridays. I'm going to need to be off the clock by like 4:30. Completely cool with that. You got to give honor where honor is due and give gratitude where gratitude is due. So definitely want to shout that out. I try to be here on time, but today was one of them work days. Literally did not end until like 4:20. So your boy had to be on the grind to pop everything up. But it's all good. I'm working on building out the show, building out a team to help me get guests on. Shout out to Benjamin Brown, who helped get me connected with Alderman Moore's office. Alderman Moore is running for Secretary of State to replace the long-running Jesse White. I don't want to say Jesse Owens, right? Like Jesse White. And so thank you, Brother Benjamin, for making that connection. Hope to have Alderman Moore on to talk about his run for Secretary of State that is turning out to be a very I don't want to say congested Democratic race. Alexis Giannoulias is in that race as well. And so it should be interesting, and so looking to do more things with that and hoping to also get on other congressional candidates for the first congressional district in Illinois. I've already had on one guest, Michael Thompson, dynamic young man who has some really good plans that I think would really work for the benefit of the first congressional district of Illinois. And so looking forward to tapping in with the rest of those folks who are running as well, including my block, my city, my hood founder and CEO, Jamal. So looking forward to, just introducing you all to new people and what's going on in the community. So, hey, typically show host, don't try to get family business on the air, right? But I'm gonna have to go ahead. I'm gonna have to do something because I had an interesting conversation early this morning with some folks. The divide that is coming between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, man, it's getting crazy out there, right? I've seen family split. I'm seeing friends split. This isn't the stuff that we necessarily have to split up over, right? Like everybody's got an opinion and we respect those opinions. Not everybody's going to get vaccinated. They shouldn't be judged. People who are going to be vaccinated, they shouldn't be judged, right? Like at the end of the day, yes, we know we're dealing with something that is only partially approved by the FDA. We can spin our heads all day talking about COVID, the Delta variant, but I'll say this. What we do know, let's just deal with facts. And I'm not going to pull up any metrics or data. Y'all know I don't get down like that most of the time. When I start talking about cybersecurity, you're going to see me using data because I have all those data points with me. As a matter of fact, speaking of cybersecurity, the SANS Institute this week was absolutely phenomenal. We'll deal with that in another show. But I am starting to read M. James Gomez Introduction to Cybersecurity because your boy is on something. I'm on a growth pattern and I'm loving it. In the meantime, why is there such a divide between our communities and our families when it comes to talking about COVID? It's for a lot of reasons. I know vendors who have refused to do work in people's houses because they didn't want to wear a mask. Hey, if you've got the money and you can afford to throw business away because you don't want to put on a mask, which is less obtrusive than a seatbelt as far as I'm concerned, then don't do it. It's completely up to you. But I'll close out with my thoughts. Y'all know I like to open up with something, get to my guests, and then follow back up. But hey, speaking of COVID, one of the things we have going on across the world, and I'm talking specifically in America, but I know it's happening across the world. But in America, domestic violence has been raised up over 500% since COVID has started. What do we do with that? Right? There's an increase in domestic violence. I find no one greater to come in and talk about these things than the guests that I have on today. My sister will talk to you about her journey and she'll share what she wants to share. So it's not necessarily a question answer piece, right? I respect her privacy. I respect what she's went through as a human being and as a woman and as a domestic violence survivor and as an advocate, right? I'll let her talk about her documentary. We may engage in some questions, but the main point of this is to really raise awareness for domestic violence. We're coming up on Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Nina will let me know. I think it's October, but it may be September, but I think it's October, but I think it's in September. I don't know. But every day, every month should be Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm going to bring in my sister, the fabulous poet, Nina Purple. How you doing?
Hey, I am wonderful. What's going on, man?
I'm
I
good.
love it.
I'm good.
I'm loving your hair. It look nice.
Hey, I've been doing the thing. I've been letting it rock out, grow out. Forgive that little piece that's sticking out back there behind the microphone. But yeah, I am absolutely loving this look. People can't tell me nothing.
I see you, long hair don't care. I see you.
Hey, long hair don't care.
Now you gotta shake
Okay,
it one time. Go on, shake it one time.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
I
talking about.
love it.
Yes. It's just it is first. I'm grateful to have you on. You are no stranger to the work that I do when it comes to interviewing people, and you're also no stranger to the subject or the topic of domestic violence or domestic violence awareness. So, what I'd like you to do first, at your
Hmm.
own pace, and again, I respect you. I know these things can be sometimes traumatic, but I want you to talk about, just give a quick intro, and then let's just get into a conversation. How's that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
So,
And if you
hey,
want to start off with
everybody.
some bars, that's cool too. But I'm going
Dan,
to say the bars for when you're ready. I know you got a couple of pieces you said you wanted to share with the people. I'm not going to turn down you sharing bars at all. But just go ahead, get the people an introduction to you.
cool. Yeah, I'll get on some vibes in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead on and get them an introduction. Like I said, I'm Nina Purple Rain, man. I'm a poet. I'm a playwright. I'm a motivational speaker, DJ, web design. I do it. I wear many hats. Most of all, I'm a domestic violence survivor. I have a organization called Purple Pieces. I'm the CEO and founder of. What we do is we go out every single day and rescue men and women out of domestic violence. So far today, I would like to say we don't save like more than 50 people. Out of all those 50 people, twice two of them went back. The two that did go back almost died, but thank God we found out about it in time to save them again. Because one thing about me, if I'm very neutral, so I'm not gonna, if I do come and save you, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna look at you no type of way. I'm just gonna love on you, and I'm just gonna open you with open, love you and welcome you with open arms. And if you gotta, if I gotta say you 5, 6, 7, 8 times, it don't matter. Each time I'm gonna be the same way with you. You know what I'm saying? Until I convince you or until I let you know how serious this is. Because a question that I ask people, and it might sound harsh, but that's just how I am. Because when you plan, when you saving somebody out of domestic violence, you got to come to them in a raw. You just have to. So what my question is, do you want to live or do you want to die?
Mm,
And when somebody tell me I want to live, well, let's get to it. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm gonna do what I can so I can save their lives so they won't have to go through what I went through. Because on August 18th, 2001, everybody, I literally got strangled to death. I was dead. I was flatlined. I was out of there. Until God brought my life back. Because ain't nobody brought me back but the power of God. So here I am to meet and talk to y'all.
Yeah. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. I'd like you to tell me more about your approach when you say that you do come at them hard, right? But you treat every instance, even if it's the same person, like it's new. Why is that your approach?
Because you have to, it's like when you first of all, when you in domestic violence, man, you've been so brainwashed. You've been brainwashed so much. It's literally like you gotta cut through like a brick or something just to get to somebody to let them understand that first of all, this is serious. Second of all, I don't care how many times he say he wants you back or he apologize or he's sorry. All of that is just a bunch of crap to get you to come back so he can have that power over your life and have that control over you to get you back to where he wanted. Because see, once you start, first of all, thinking for yourself, once you decide that I don't have enough and I get my power back, once you get your power back, can't nobody control your life, period. But if somebody is taking power over you and somebody is telling you how to dress, how to eat, not to look at the other opposite sex. And they, doing everything that's based off of sometimes the majority of the time is based off of jealousy. And when they when like when and God forbid if like substances abuses involved, like drugs or anything like that is involved. Sometimes it can get worse. So it depends on what the situation is and what's all involved in the situation when you're in domestic violence. Really to depend on the seriousness or how serious that is going to be. So when I come, to somebody, I literally I gotta come to them. I gotta be bluntly honest because I'm trying to like literally cut through a brick to get to this sister or get to this brother to let them know that man, you right now you matter. You know what I mean? You matter, you important. I'm trying to save your life. I want you to be safe. I don't want you to go back. And like I said, thank God, out of 50 people, only 2 went back. Everybody else, me and my team, we was able to get through them, talk to them, and let them know, man, this is real out here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great work. So let's delve into and as much as you want to share, talk to the people about like literally the warning signs that can be missed that lead up to eventually the physical part of domestic violence beginning to take place. Like what was that looking like for you personally?
Like for me, I should have I should have took it as a warning sign, but I did not. Um the guy that I was with, like we were together for 3 years. I was in Atlanta. We was together for 3 years, but for the first 2 years, this man was wonderful. I ain't gonna live a lie to you. I gotta keep it real. The man was wonderful. He wined me, he dined me. We had a ball. We never argued, never got into it, nothing. It was just, I'm serious. It was like just perfect. But then the third year, it was like every day, like it was something. Like he was just getting like mean and just like evil, like by the minute. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with him. How did he go from this real nice, sweet guy to this real mean, evil person just like that? And I
Yeah,
couldn't figure it out.
yeah,
So for a whole year, I went through a lot with this man. You know what I'm saying? Pistol whoopings every day, broken bones, broken noses, broken wrists, all type of stuff. When I met this man, I didn't have a mark on my body. Now, oh, I'm all marked up. I got these war wounds to prove what I've been through. But it come to find out in the court case later on after everything's like settled. I come to find out that he was doing cocaine, like literally like pure cocaine. I didn't know that. I found that out in the court case later on when I took
hmm,
him to court.
yeah,
But yeah, so it like I said, it was bad. Cause he'd get so angry, man, spit start coming out his damn mouth. You would think he was a pit bull or a dog or something. He'd get the
yeah,
growling and taking off his shirt and squaring up, all type of stuff. It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Like you're fighting a demon almost in
Like I was
essence.
fighting a dang on demon, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna make a statement
Okay.
based off a song that I did, which I know you know. Just this song means a lot to you. I remember the first time you heard me do it, you literally put your head on my shoulder and started crying. But there's a phrase in that song, and I want you to elaborate on this piece. Strong enough to take the pain, but too weak to leave. What does that mean to you?
Ooh. That means that me, I let, first of all, I thought I was in love, not realizing that I was just lusting after this man. I wasn't in love. Mm-mm. I couldn't even identify with the word love. I couldn't even communicate with love because I didn't know what love was. So the love that I thought I had for him was nothing but lust. That's first of all. And second of all, I let fear, and you ain't supposed to fear no man but God, but I feared that man so hard that I just was terrified to leave because he was the type of person that say, if he say he gonna do something, he's gonna do exactly what he said
Yeah,
and how he said he was gonna do it.
yeah,
So fear, I let fear keep me there. So, but by me being fearful, fearful of him, I allow him to do any and everything to me. I allowed this man to 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 bring other women in my house, lying saying they was his relatives. And getting whooped on because I'm trying to take no, I don't want these women in my house. I'm being fearful of this man, and I'm allowing this man to take my check when I get paid, give me what he want, and he keep the rest. I'm allowing this man to pistol whip me. I'm allowing this man to tell me what to wear. The clothes that he didn't like that I was wearing, put them in the sink, in the bathtub, and burned them. I'm allowing this man to, like I said, pistol with me every day. I'm allowing this man to strangle me, to stab me 23 times. I'm allowing this man to do this. And I'm hurting so bad. And I know wrong for right, but they've been brainwashed you so bad and make you like distance you from your family, distance you from your friends. So if y'all know anybody out there that's in domestic violence right now, first of all, send them my way. But second of all, like if they're not communicating with you, don't take it personal. Don't charge it to their heart because it's not them that's doing that. It's this brainwashing person that they're with that's convincing them that, no, your family is bad, or no, I don't like your family, or something like that, for you to only be with them and be isolating yourself from your family.
Yeah.
So fear. That's
Yeah.
what made me stay.
No, thank you. And I should have warned the people, like this episode can be a trigger for people, right? Like there are survivors out there. There are people who may watch this who are in the throes of domestic violence right now. So it's definitely a trigger. But part of the purpose of Tony Briscoe Live, and I line up with the vision of Be in the Mix, and that is connecting causes and people that care. And Nina, you're one of those people that actually care. You're not one to just talk about your story. You actually put in the work and go do the work to rescue women and men. How do you help then survivors, or those who are caught in the grips, I should say, of domestic violence? How do you help them push past the fear? Because fear is a paralysis in violence, right? Mm-hmm. We see this every day in our communities where you have 27%, and I'm just throwing a number out there based on things I've heard. You've got 27% of the people in the Black community causing harm and damage to the other 73% in the Black community, right? Like when it comes to gun violence and pieces like that, we know it's only a small margin of people who are actually, but the fear to have your kids playing outside, we see fear so much. Like we see fear propaganda put in front of us all day, right? You've got scientists talking about, oh, the next version of COVID will be worse than this one. Well, why are we even talking about the next version of COVID, and we ain't even got on the first or second versions of COVID? Like, why are we talking about a third or fourth or fifth version, right? This pandemic of fear. But when it comes to domestic violence, it's really serious stuff. How do you help people push past the fear? Or do you tell them to embrace the fear and still take action?
First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rescue them, and I'm going to take them somewhere where they're safe. And not only am I going to take them somewhere where they're safe, I stay with them along the ride. I'm talking about, I don't just help you today, and then as soon as I know you, let's, for instance, I take you to a shelter, and I'm just not going to leave the shelter and then tell you, okay, talk to you later, and never talk to you again. No, wherever I take you to, trust and believe. First of all, you're going to have my phone number. You call me 24/7. If I need to come out and get you and take you wherever, I will. I'm going to stay by you along the way until I know that you're strong enough to kind of branch out on your own. You know what I mean? And even so, I'm still going to be there by you, because a lot of times we don't have nobody. Because like I said, family and friends, some people would take it serious. So now they charging it to the person's character, and not like this ain't something Nina would do. This ain't strange. Why is she not talking to us, or why is she not calling us? And it ain't got nothing to do like with me personally. It's just the fact that the person that I'm with is like in your head, so much in your head space, so much to make you believe that ain't nobody else good but them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else gonna support you but them. So once I, talk to them about that and share my story and how fear had me so much of a stronghold on me, and share my story. Sometimes when I share my story with people and explain to them what I went through, to let them know I'm not just talking about, your situation and what you've been through. I can be able to show you an example through me. So once I do that and people see how serious and how sincere I am, it always works. And I just, man, like I said, to this day, out of 50 people, only 2 went back. Well, by the grace of God, thank God we was able to save them again before they died. So
Yeah. Yeah.
God is good.
There's a tangibility to your experience and your authenticity that you bring to the table. So it's not like having an advocate who either has never dealt with it and who's just trained to rescue versus someone who's trained to rescue and has been through it, right? Like there's ways you can relate beyond sympathy to be really empathetic towards someone in this situation. And I think that speaks to your patience why even when they go back, you treat it like it's brand new every time, because every time they go back, there's another added layer that
Yep.
you now have to deal with. Is that the correct assumption?
That is you said it perfectly. That's it.
Yeah, awesome. So look, the other component, the other part of Nina Purple is she is a spoken word artist. Now y'all know she ran through 1,000 things she do, but she's a spoken word artist, and so I'm waiting to hear a piece from my sister whenever she's ready to drop it. She says she had two pieces she wanted to share today, because I want her to do one piece now, and then I
Okay.
want to talk about something that she's achieved that I have not been able to do, and
Okay.
that is viewership of a documentary. We're gonna get to the documentary because I mean, 111,000 is that's a solid number,
Yeah.
right? So we know Calico Media Productions is behind it. Calico's got his own show now as well,
Yeah.
the Coleman Show that he's continuing to work on. He was on Maze Jackson a couple of weeks ago. Good to support him there. But hey, what
Okay.
piece you got lined up for us, sis?
So I'm gonna do my apology piece, and then I'm gonna end it with purple.
Cool.
So I'm gonna do my apology piece because we always apologizing to everybody else, but we never apologize to ourselves. And I
And just
just
a
want to
disclaimer: if you can bleep if there's any bleep words, if you can just bleep,
bleep
that'll be
on
great.
me see. Oh no, ain't no cussing.
All right, cool. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Okay.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you the one, the only Nina Purple.
I don't want to lose you, but in the process, I don't want to lose me either. See, my heart is bleeding world blue, and all the stories, even some of the lies I told you were true. And although together for years, you act brand new. And if people only knew all the things that I put me through. See, accepting tolerance of you, I immediately dealt with your ignorance. So time felt obligated. So do I stay so people can congratulate us? Or do I stay so people can hate us? So your eyes lost attraction. And other females' anatomy brought distractions, which eventually would be my subtraction. So which meant your love for me was only a fraction. So do you love me because you want to or you have to? Is it love or lust? See your flirtations, body language. How can I trust you? How can I trust you? See, he loves me. He wants me, but he lusts her. He betrayed me, but he trusts her. He communicates with me through text, but he solicitates her with sex. He takes me out for dinner. He treats me, but he treats her. He wipes me, but he plays house with her. See, he loves me, but he in love with her. And he beats me, but he sways to the beat of her. He belittles me, but he has a little one with her. And he says that we have nothing in common. But because they have matching ashtrays and lungs, they get along just fine. And he says that I don't show him no attention because I work too much. But just because they share the same couch in different colors, she shows him more attention. And see, he sucks all the energy out of me. See, out of me. See, that is why that I have to say that I'm sorry because I couldn't accept my apology now because I couldn't accept it before because I kept going back and forth to abuse over and over and over again. And I kept saying that I was tired. I was so tired. But was I really tired? See, I could tell my body that I'm so sorry for putting her through sexual abuse as a child from my cousin, for putting her through physical abuse, not one, not two, but 3 times in her life, for letting her soul being disrespected, for letting her heart being raped raw without a condom, for letting him lay down and inject me with his bad spirits, for letting him take control of my life, for allowing him to give me the handbook on low self-esteem, no self-love, by endangering her life when I was homeless, sleeping downtown on the streets of abandoned buildings, waking up to the cold air. See, I'm apologizing right now because she didn't deserve none of this. I chose to stay with ignorance. I kept going back to fake hurt love. I was scared to run. So today, I, Janine Hall folks, want to apologize to that 5, that 21, that 23, and that 31-year-old Janine Hall for all that she has been through. See, it took me all these years to get it right, to realize that I had to say absolutely not to violence because I got tired of being a victim and I was very irritated and can't tolerate an immature man. See, I'm not a victim. I'm victorious. I'm not hurting. I'm healing. I'm not perfect, but I'm praying to be. I'm passionate about my cause. No, not fake, but I'm faithful. No sob stories, just a survivor. I thank God that I don't look like what I've been through. Cause I got to ask you a question. And that question is, are you ready to accept your apology now? And the answer is yes. That's that first piece. Thank y'all.
Wow.
I had to
Wow.
cut out some
Wow.
words.
Wow. That's that spoken word, Nina Purple fam. Wow. Amazing. I love the contrast you painted when you said he beats me, but something about like he beats with her heart. He moves to the beat of her heart.
He
Like
beats me, but he sways to the beat of her.
he sways to the beat. Man, that is like a contrast of you just took the word beat, which is rhythmic and abusive at the same time. Like, man, that's Nina Purple, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. So, man, thank you for sharing so openly and so transparently. So, let's get into why did you decide your story, or did you even decide your story? Why did it need to be on the screen? 111,000 views on YouTube. First of all, that's an accomplishment.
Thank you.
Because we know that trash can get published. You can pull up any trash, raunchy video right now, and it's got 24 million views.
Yes.
You know, you put the twerkulator out there. No, I have not seen the twerkulator video, y'all. But you can put it out there. Huh?
I'm about to say, let me find out you over there twerkulating.
Right. Now, you ain't gonna find me twerkulating at all, okay? Like I don't do that. I don't do that. But it's like, you know, you can get a video like that. It's the industry. Like, I get it. But when something serious comes out, like to get 111,000 views is amazing. Congratulations on that success. But that success came at an expense of exposing your story to the world. What made you want to tell this story?
Because like October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I feel like Domestic Violence Month shares the same month as breast cancer. My mom passed away from breast cancer, so breast cancer is dear to my heart as well. But domestic violence only get like this much when breast cancer get the whole month, everything. And like you have all the sports teams wearing pink and pink and stuff. And I was wondering, like, why can't they wear purple? They wearing pink. Why you just can't mix the two colors together?
Yeah.
So one day I just was like, you know what? Enough is enough. And then I just had to share my story just to show people that I'm not ashamed, because for a long time I was ashamed to talk about what I've been through. But I feel like my story is necessary because it can save so many people's lives, because there's so many people that's in domestic violence don't even know they in domestic violence. They don't even know how to identify with a domestic violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was sexually abused as a child from my older cousin. I didn't even know what that was. I just thought that was my favorite cousin. I found out when I was 26 years old that I was watching an Oprah special. And I was listening to what she said, like, Mom, wait a minute, Mama, I got some, like, Nina, what you calling me like that for? I got something I need to tell you. So I told my mother when I was 26 years old. But I just feel like my story is so necessary because it's so many women out there in domestic violence that's dying rapidly every day, by the second. So I just decided what made me decide was I was at 12 Street Wings one day on Roosevelt in Forest Park, and they had a live band, and I did my purple piece. When I got off the stage, this young lady walked up to me, and she gave me a hug. And the way she hugged me, it's like her spirit transferred into mine, because I felt something wasn't right. I said, "Are you okay?" She said, "Nope." I said, "I can tell." So me and her was talking, and she was telling me about what she went through. So I said, "Yeah, I went through it too." So the next day, I got my team together, and we ended up helping her get out of her domestic violence situation, and it was bad. So we had to pull all stops. I got a couple of cousins that's on the sheriff team, that's in the sheriff department. So I had to pull them in. I had to pull one of my friends that's a detective for the town that she stayed in. I had to pull everybody in, and we went and we rescued her. And I was like, it was at that moment that a bell rung and said, "You know what? I like this. That wasn't bad. I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And that wasn't bad." So now from this point on, my friend, her name was Nikki Cooper. And Nikki, because of Nikki, a Purple Pieces was born that day. And I've been rescuing people since August 15th, 2015.
Wow. August 15th, 2015. That's awesome. That's simply amazing. And so you've been telling this story to raise awareness.
Yes.
What has been some of the resistance you've received by doing this kind of work?
Well, I haven't had any, like, you know what I
Good.
mean?
I'm glad to hear that.
I
That's awesome.
haven't had any. No, everybody is so welcome to my story. And then, like you said, I got the documentary that got over 100,000 views. And then I have a billboard I just did a couple of weeks ago.
Excellent.
And it's up. It was by the police station on Kedzie and Harrison. So that was like the perfect place for it. But they just moved it the other day. So now it's on 103rd and Cicero. But
Okay.
on there, it's my picture, and it say "Watch the Janine Hall story." So I'm
Wow.
trying to get my story out there any way I can. I got a
Yeah.
book signing coming up August the 29th, and I'm telling my whole entire story, because I always talk about the domestic violence part of my life. I don't never talk about anything else. So this book is talking about everything, and it's
Good.
called "Tough Times Don't Last, Tough People Do: A Memoirs of a Survivor."
Tough times don't last. Tough
Tough
people
people
do.
do.
Memoirs of a Survivor.
Yes.
Man, that is awesome, and that is amazing. And the work that you're doing is
Thank
equally
you.
amazing and equally phenomenal. You know, when you grow up watching women be pulverized, I think for men, for boys, we touched a bit about this on my Monday show, Message Mondays. I think boys take two aspects, two approaches. Either you become a part of the problem or you become a part of the solution, right? When I first released He Loves Me, there was a young lady reached out to me and she said, "You don't have the authority to write like this. You're not a woman."
Remember you told me that.
Yeah, you know, and I was just like, I said, "Baby, I watched my mom get beat with a cowboy boot so she couldn't even put sunglasses on her face. You're not qualified enough to tell me what I can and can't write about." Right? You know, and I think that's the thing. Like when a man is able to step up and take on that role to tell the story from his view, even if he's acting in the form of a woman during that story, which I do, and He Loves Me, I think it just says that there are advocates out here who care about your existence and who care about your well being, because it does take men to also protect our daughters. If it was up to me, y'all don't know a scary president until you put Tony Briscoe in charge. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I make Trump look like man. Can we have Trump back when I get through with him? Because I would have literally a task force on every police department that mewed with immunity when it came to protecting people in domestic violence situations. And I know that's not constitutional, but
Right.
when you've watched your mom get beat like that, you want to do whatever it takes to protect, right? And so I want to make sure that if I'm sending officers into this situation that I know about, that we know that exists, I want to make sure those officers, one, walk away with their lives. I want to make sure they protect it. And that's just me. Again, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's
Right.
constitutional, but I just think there are certain things and certain elements that politics plays no role in. When it comes to protecting God's daughters, politics should play no role. We have to do what
Exactly.
we have to do to protect our women, to protect our daughters. And so I'm grateful for the work that you're continuing to do in the community. So let's get into the second piece.
All right, guys. The second piece is my stories. My testimony is called Purple. Ready?
Let's go.
She wanted him, but he wasn't good enough. She wanted him, but he wasn't good enough. That boy was poison. See, newsflash, she was told as a child that you're fast, but she didn't grow up fast. And flash forward, she's grown now, and the childish tendency still wouldn't put him out the house. And newsflash, purple was her favorite color. She thought it was she thought it was a Gemini thing, but flash forward, it ended up being the color used by millions to salute her story. See, he has his own clothing line, wife beaters. His fist abuse her. His fist abuse her. I don't think y'all heard me. I said his fist abuse her because the H is silent. Nobody hears her. Nobody listens. How does she mysteriously fall on her eye? How does she mysteriously fall on her eye? Hello, fist. Let me introduce you to eye. Nice to meet you. See, her blood doesn't even bleed blood anymore. It bleeds bruise. It bleeds bruise. It bleeds bruise. And see, it was a song that we used to sing as a child. It was a one eye, one horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looked strange to me. One eye, because he would hit her in it. And it was a one eye, one horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looked strange to me. One horn, because it would come out of his skull the angrier he gets. So you can't have a Mr. Purple People Eater. You can't have it because see, he already beat you to it. And although everybody knew it, and although wow, she was singing this song cutely as a child, while not knowing a Mr. Purple People Eater, you were getting her prepared for her future. You were getting her prepared for her future because see, Purple said it's okay for her to come around now because she hasn't seen her family in so long. That mama done grade and daddy was going to divorce her, but he stayed. I said, mama done grade and daddy was going to divorce her, but he stayed. I see, I wonder what daddy would have said if he would have seen her face. I wonder what daddy would have said if he would have seen her face. See, she wore makeup to paint the picture the way her looks used to be. And she wore dark glasses to hide the dark secrets in her life. No, I wore makeup to paint the picture the way my looks used to be. And I wore dark glasses to hide the dark secrets in my life. And I wanted so bad to get away from him, y'all. I wanted so bad to get away from him, y'all. He had already marked my body with his territory, walking around proud of his abstract artwork that he had put on me as if somebody was going to ask him for a business card or something. See, purple taught me about self-love. Purple taught me about self-esteem. See, purple was the color of the bruises that I wore on me each and every day. And it was so hard for purple to counsel a lost and unwanted soul that was brainwashed by heat. And I would stitch the word purple across my chest, and I wear it like a badge of honor. And I would bleed purple blood for each and every domestic violence victim who's not here today to tell his or her story. So the next time you ask me what happened, I'll tell you that my finger is literally shaped like my 96 Lumina gear shaft because he was on a warpath while hitting me while I was driving. And I'll take it at the 43 and the 26 stitches that I had to have in my face was because since I didn't talk to him, he saw it as a sign of disrespect. And I'll take it at the broken bones and the broken noses and the pistol whoopings that I endure each and every day was because since I didn't give him my money, he saw it as a sign of disrespect. Because on August the 18th, 2001, on August the 18th, 2001, I got strangled to death, literally flatline, gone. And see, God gave my life back to me and gave him 15 years strong. So please support Domestic Violence Awareness Month, y'all. Not just in October, but each and every day because it supports my song. I'm so glad I made it. My throat dry. I'm so glad I made it. I made it through. I made it, y'all. Normally I sing that piece, but my throat dry.
That's all good. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Big snaps. You know, we clap on the poetry scene. Everybody used to
Yay.
snap when we scream, we snap, we
All
clap,
right.
we cheer,
Kick
we do
stuff
all of
over.
that. Hey, sis, that piece, for me, every time you share it, every time I listen to it, it takes on a different and it takes on a new meaning. I feel like I get something from it the more I hear it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your story. Tell
Hey.
people once again what's going on in August for your book release and tell them where it's going to be and how they can support.
Yes, guys. So first of all, follow me on Facebook, Janine Nina Hall, Janina Nina Hall on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Janine Hall 42. I got the link on here for my documentary, but it's on YouTube, a Janine Hall story. Um, August the 29th. This is my very first book. I am so excited. I'm having a book release. Brother, I would love it if you can come and perform your my two favorite pieces of yours. I would be honored. Please come. I would
You
love
got
to have
two
you in the
favorite
book.
pieces of me?
Two
Two
favorite
favorite.
pieces. The one, the daughter dance, and the he loves me. He loves me.
Everybody want, well, Black Ice. I don't know what that dude that did to me. Everybody want Gifted with Purpose, man.
Woo,
You
baby.
said Imani Truth used to always say, "Dance, daughter, dance."
Dance, Dr. Dance. That
Yes,
piece is hot.
yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes.
so on August the 29th, it's gonna be from 3:30 to 6:30. Because I know people got stuff to do. It's on a Saturday. What it's going to be, it's gonna be at Amberg Hall out here on the west side on
Let's
Cicero, right off of
go.
Lamont. So the address is 1140 North Lamont. So yes, please make sure y'all come and support. Pre-sale orders for my book are going on now. Tickets are also on sale as well. So yeah, I would love to see you guys there.
Cool, cool, cool. I got to check my schedule, sis, but I'll support it one way or the other, whether I'm present or whether I'm not. You already know that. Get me a
Okay.
flyer so I can make sure I throw that on my personal page, on Tony
Okay.
Briscoe Live page, and on Be in the Mix Facebook
Okay.
page. Hey,
Okay.
sis, thanks so much for coming on.
You're so
Thanks for
welcome.
sharing your poetry. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing your words of wisdom. Thanks for sharing what you've got coming on in the future. The Be in the Mix platform is always here to help artists with development to get the word out. So anybody you know in your circle that wants to come on and talk about what they're doing, just
Okay.
send them my way. More than
I
happy to
will.
help them and host them. This is a community related show, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you and have an amazing weekend.
You too.
All right, you got it, sis.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the wonderful Nina Purple, who shared her poetry with us, who shared her documentary with us, telling her story about her being a survivor of domestic violence. Before we get out of here, I didn't do my normal disclaimer, but the thoughts of Tony Briscoe and the thoughts of his guests are not necessarily the expressed views of Be in the Mix Media team or the Be in the Mix Media group. Do not hold them accountable for things that I say. I try not to say things that are offensive and pieces like that when I'm on the air. I'll close with a few things. One, I want to get back to the family situation when we're dealing with COVID and all this other stuff. Hey, fam, this is not something that has to separate us. There's enough separation in the world. We cannot continue to treat the world better than we treat our own family. So, to my family, let's continue to walk in love. Let's continue to grow and be peaceful. The last piece I want to touch on today is everybody canceling the baby. Now, I didn't look up the comments that he said. I understand that they were homophobic in nature or addressed towards the LGBT community. I heard it was something that could have been left up to interpretation or whatever. But that's fine. But let's talk about something really quick. There are certain subgroups that I'm not going to name them because, I could be the next cancellation and I ain't the baby. I ain't got $1 million in my car, or my wallet, and 50 in the bank. All right. When we do this cancel culture thing, because it first started out where it's like, oh, they canceling white people. No, they canceling everybody. Okay. Everybody's getting canceled when they step out and they say something against subgroups. Okay. I want to say this. When it comes to hip hop, when it comes to rap music, it's amazing selective outrage. And that's what I feel this is with the baby. Like, let's keep it 100. I've heard his lyrics. I've heard how he's addressed women. I've heard the violence in his lyrics. But that's okay. Because that sells. That's what makes people their money. It's why music record executives are millionaires or billionaires for some of them, by tainting the airwaves with messages like this that taunt our community. But nobody's mad about that. Nobody cares about Twerkulator. Nobody cares about, women expressing their own freedom in the ways that they choose. And it's the ways that they choose. So what you do is what you do. I'm not knocking anything, right? But there's nobody complaining about the behavior that takes place at award shows when you have, people doing things on representations of satanic influence. It's fine. It's all entertainment. Nobody has a problem with the tearing down and using of the N-word or killing people or shooting people when it comes to what they rap about in their music. No matter how many times you call a woman an H or a B word, it's like, oh, let's cheer it on. It's great. The record labels support all of this stuff. But then when you take those same people who take the same vile language and use it to address another subset or demographic of people or another genre of people, now it's time for cancel culture. That's selective outrage. That's saying, I don't care about him calling a woman a B. I don't care about him talking about a woman getting on her knees and swallowing. I don't care about him talking about shooting 10 people in 15 minutes and then murdering their children. Oh, that's okay. That's just entertainment. No, it's not. Selective outrage and cancel culture is one of the worst pieces that has ever happened since the media has been prompting this stuff. Now, I know I'm beginning to sound like Donald Trump a little bit when I talk about cancel culture. Whatever. At the end of the day, our selective outrage is blasphemous. We should have an issue with anything that is promoting the denigration of our people, the denigration of our Black women, the denigration of our Black men. We should have a problem with it, period. Not when it's convenient. Not when it affects one subgroup of people or a category of people. If cancel culture is going to be genuine, then it needs to analyze what it's canceling and why, and spread that cancellation around. And it should not be selective. It should be holistic, if they actually cared. It's your boy, Tony Briscoe from Tony Briscoe Live. Thank you all for tuning in this week. Hope you all have a blessed weekend. It's high school reunion weekend and COVID out here, and I don't know if I want to go. But I'm not going to walk in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to go and see my family tonight from high school, and I will have my mask on. Why? Because I feel it's the safest, easiest thing to do that does not compromise who I am as a human being. Again, to my family, let's not let COVID tear us apart. It's unnecessary. We're all we got. Let's be a fam. Let's be respectful. Enjoy your weekend, people. We'll talk to you soon. Your boy, Tony Briscoe. I'm out of here. Peace.